Hello and welcome to this session of Visualization and Imagery, Seeing the Future. Today we will cover the basics of imagery and its effects on your sports psyche with simple pictorial slides. In practicing individual skills such as free throw shooting in basketball, hitting your target as a QB in football, and being accurate with a soccer ball in general, knowing what you have to do physically and cognitively is a huge part of being successful. Skills like these have processes and steps that all have to be mastered and sewn together to produce the desired outcome, like making a foul shot. You can't simply have your eyes on the basket. You could get lucky, but having your knees bent and feet pointing towards the basket will improve your percentage. You will be more proficient if you know the process before trying a task when it really matters. An example, taking foul shots in practice before going into a game. So the first step to visualization is actually physical practice, getting acquainted with the process. This is when visualization comes in. Your mind can break down and remember specifics of actions, environments, and anything that you can sense. Me down here in the bottom corner is seeing the corner kick being taken in this big stadium. My brain is taking in and storing everything I see, hear, smell, feel with my skin, feel in my body, and feel emotionally. So you've got mom up in the stands, obviously embarrassing you, a plane flying overhead, the food and beverages of all the fans, the grass, the goal, your teammates, and the ball. You don't have to be on the field to remember and imagine the scene, and the same goes for individual actions, like the process of hitting a volley. But you will be better at imagining something the more you physically practice, because it becomes familiar to you. This is why a visualization regimen will not be as effective for someone who never gets up and actually plays in the stadium or tries to volley a soccer ball. He won't know how heavy the ball feels as he kicks it or how a ball bounces. He won't know how big the net is and that he isn't actually super fast, which will make him terrible at timing. This would make imagery useless since his brain will be no less used to the physical process of volleying a ball. The science behind imagery is very logical. In this example, each time you try and solve the maze, you get a little bit better at it, completing it in a little bit more direct and efficient way. The neurons in your brain work in a similar way. The more your brain gets used to activating your neurons in a systematic process, the more efficient it gets. So the first time you try and volley a ball, you may fail completely. Next time a little better, next time a little better, until your brain understands all the steps in the process and can activate the pathways in your brain with precise timing for you to volley the ball. Without being aware of it, all the years of practice have made you able to predict how things will happen in your sport. Your brain has been collecting and storing the stimuli for your neurons so that by now you can imagine kicking a ball accurately, what fresh cut grass smells like, and how you feel emotionally when you are playing your best. All of these stimuli are important to imagine an accurate scenario that is sensory realistic. All of these things will be there, and when you step on the field to play and all those stimuli are already there, like the smell of the grass, ideally it will act as a trigger, so that these individual skills are second nature. On the specific topic of volleying a soccer ball, the process starts with decision making. Where can you actually hit the ball with your foot? That is all dependent on your range of motion and how long your legs are. You can find this out with physical practice. Try swinging your leg with the other foot planted as if you're actually trying to kick a ball, and see how high and how far to the side you can reach. Obviously, this is where you can hit the ball. Using what is called internal imagery, where you see things from your own perspective, couple your range of motion with your understanding of how a ball moves. You may not be aware of it, but you are constantly predicting where a ball will end up. So you know when a ball is too high, too low, still rising, and falling short. But you can also tell when a ball will be landing in your range of motion. With practice, your brain will have a better understanding of what your body needs to do to volley the ball. Using external imagery, which is seeing a scenario from outside of your body, picture a ball coming towards you, and then see yourself manifest that process with your body. If your visualization imagery is close enough to reality, then your body could make it happen. Next is the fine motor skills of how you should hit the ball. First is where in the ball you should be aiming for. The middle third of the ball is the sweet spot, where the most force will be transferred from your foot to the ball. Hit too high and the ball will either spin under your foot or be a light ground ball. Too low and the ball will either spin over your foot or pop straight up. Second is how you should follow through and the spin you can purposely put on the ball. Given that you hit the ball in the sweet spot at this contact point, you can then follow through in a variety of ways. If your foot swings upward after contact, then the ball will have topspin and stay low to the ground. If you follow straight through, the ball will stay generally level. Last would be a downwards follow through, giving backspin and possibly a little skip on the ground. Last is how your foot and leg is angled on contact. When you hit a ball out in front of you, your foot will wrap around the ball and pull it to your left. A little behind you and the ball will go out to your right. When you hit it straight on, the ball will continue straight out. This takes very close attention, and you will want different combinations of leg angle, follow through, and power depending on where you are in the field. The more you are used to volleying, the more easy it will become as your brain becomes more used to activating your neurons in specific ways to get specific results. Again, all of this visualization must be coupled with physical practice. That is the only way that you will actually improve these skills. Another key is to stay positive. Thinking about failing puts your mind on what the failure looks like, and your body manifests it. There are many benefits to a visualization regimen. You become more aware of stimuli, faster reactions, more proficiency at certain skills, and much more. When building a regimen for yourself, you have to know what you are trying to accomplish. It has to be a realistic goal, and you have to be motivated to master it. You can use outside sources like watching film to see what you need to improve or how other people go through the steps. Finally, visualize whenever. Just be relaxed. You don't have to be making an instructional video. You can be walking to class, going to bed, or just taking a break. As long as you are physically practicing along with visualizing, you should see improvement. Thank you for watching, and I hope I helped you visualize your future.